Welcome everybody to another episode of Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time Minimalist run, and whew, it's pretty cold in here. Things kinda sneezing. Alright, so this, in my opinion, is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game, if not the most weird too. Just the concept and the idea of this boss is just so weird. Like, he's a drummer. He is a ghost-based drummer, musician, boss called Bongo Bongo. And I dare say that this Shadow Beast, I think, has the most hit points of almost any other boss in the game. It takes a lot more hits than any other boss previous or before it, or previous or after it, to just take it down. So the first thing, of course, is to not get hit by the hands, but to stun each hand, which then makes him visible, or well, actually, I think he's always visible from the sidelines if you look through the lens of truth, but it prompts him to dash across the stage, where you can shoot him in the eye and properly hit him with the sword. And of course, the longer this battle goes on and the damage you do to him, gets worse, the faster he's going to be and harder for you to hit him and kill him. Like, to me, this is one of the hardest bosses, bar none. Like, once he turns into a fist, you can't shoot an arrow like that. You have to get out of the way. And there is my first death at Bongo Bongo. So, I know it's been a while since the last episode. I mean, you could probably tell by the new background, I'm actually in a new home, a new house. So there's that. But I think I've died more times against this boss than any other boss previously. Like, just trying to keep up with the hands is kind of annoying in and of itself. Like, I don't even know how you're supposed to dodge that when he sweeps his hand over. But obviously, from what you could tell from the first battle I faced against him, it's not easy. It really isn't, because the hands give you a small bit of warning before they come and attack you, and that was actually a new attack. I don't remember him having that in previous playthroughs. Oh, well, there. And I fall into the little toxic sludge waste below, and I still die. Here I am hoping. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Oh good, I didn't die. Thought he was gonna squeeze the life out of me. And for some reason, the arrow didn't connect, and I still died. So yeah, having to go through all the Shadow Temple is annoying, because when you die, you start at the beginning of the temple, and you have, unlike other temples, you have to travel a long way. You even have to go through that whole boat sequence all over again just to get back to this boss. So out of almost every other boss in this game, this one has the most penalty for losing to it and having to work your way back. It's really just not very fun. So at this point, I was pretty just very fed up with this boss. This is, I think, my last attempt that I actually took, that I actually beat him. You want to hit... That's like the best option for him to do, is when he hits the hand and puts it above you. That's like the easiest time to hit him. Now when he does a little fist or he tries to sweep across, you're probably almost never going to hit that hand. See, he takes a lot of hits. I think most bosses take about 12 hits. This one, I think, takes about 20. I'm not really counting, honestly. But there are some hints and clues that dictate that the Shadow Temple should have been tackled before the Spirit Temple, which is the one we're going to go to next. Like, this was going to be the last boss before Ganondorf's Tower, and the difficulty for facing this boss kind of proves the point a little bit. That this was the last boss you should have been facing. But no, for whatever reason, most people go for this dungeon first before they go to the Spirit Temple. And I do too. And most of the game guides, Legend of Zelda game guides, also kind of hint at this particular order as well to the dungeons. So we're going to skip the heart piece as before. And we're going to go meet who the Sage of Shadow is. Now I will say, unlike other Sage spirits, like Darunia or Rudo, who you meet in the dungeons, and I guess you could say Soraya, you don't meet her in a dungeon, but you interact with her a lot more than you do Impa here. You don't see Impa at all in the world of... in the adult world of Ruin or something. She just appears here as the Sage of Shadow, when you've only met her like once before at the very beginning of the game, and then, you know, briefly as she runs by you on a horse outside Hyrule Castle Town. But when I first played this game, I had no idea who the Sage of Shadow would be. And so this was... I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of logical that she would be it, but back when I was younger and I wasn't, you know, really thinking things through that deeply, this was a shock to me. I'm like, wow, Impa's the Sage of Shadow? Really? So there wasn't really a lot to prepare you for this little reveal here, at least in the game itself. But yeah, these last couple months have been really hard. For people who watch this straight through, it's going to be no real gap in time between the last upload and this upload that I'm doing now. But a lot of stuff has happened in my family. Had to switch jobs, had to move. So as you can see, this is a brand new house and new setup. I mean, I'm not even fully set here. There's like boxes behind me of stuff I've yet to unpack. Like, I have not unpacked this house hardly at all. But here I am doing some recording for some videos because, you know, all work and no play make Retro Challenge Gamer a dull boy. So I do want to get back into some of my hobbies again. And this is definitely one of them that I want to get back into. I like playing games. Games are one of my passions. And wanting to share these experiences with you and having fun with these challenges is just so much fun. I just love doing this stuff. And hopefully I got a lot of stuff planned for 2018, unlike 17, which was a horrible year. So, but we really have one more dungeon left to go outside of Ganondorf's Tower, and it's a little more involved to get to it than pretty much almost any other dungeon so far. You have to do a lot more to get to this final dungeon, the Dungeon of Spirit. So I think we're going to head out here and hop onto Epona, and then head over to the west side of Hyrule Field. I kind of want to get there before sundown so we can hear some awesome music. Because Gerudo Valley, let me tell you, has some awesome music. In fact, it's so awesome that it's probably the most remixed song out of anything in Ocarina of Time. There's like a ton of remixes for Gerudo Valley. Everybody seems to love this song. Now there's this huge side quest here on Hyrule Field, and as you're an adult, to get the 4th bottle, you have to shoot down like 10 Poes all throughout. Like, yeah, there it is, right there. 10 Poes out in the Hyrule Field using just your bow and arrow. They will show up when you're on foot, but it's extremely hard to shoot them and chase them down. So you really have to do this on horseback. So horseback archery to kill each of these 10 Poes, and they're hidden all throughout, and some of them are harder to kill and bring down than others. And it's just such a long, laborious process of gathering their souls and bottles, and the 3 bottles you have so far, taking it to the Poe seller back in Hyrule Castle Town in one of the side houses, and selling all 10 Poe spirits to him just to get the 4th bottle. That is like That's like overkill on effort to get the 4th bottle. And of course I get here too late and the music's gone. Go figure. Go figure. Oh gosh, no. I forgot about this. Yeah, you can get stuck on the edge and Epona is just like, no, I need you, Epona. Can you please? The play control is not very good with Epona on bridges. So now technically you're supposed to do this, because I mean there's like a cutscene of you leaping across with Epona. You're supposed to leap the gorge with Epona, but you can, after being the water temple, use the long shot and do the same purpose. So technically, Epona is not really needed. For a minimalist run, she's not really needed. You can use the long shot to cross that gorge just as easily from the water temple. But I just got Epona because she's fun. She's fun to have and to travel around the whole place. So why wouldn't you get her? And I'm going to be just like a complete idiot and just run right up against these Gerudo on my horse. Like, what are you talking about? I thought this was like a place I could freely travel to. Nope. This is a race of all women. And they do not take kindly to outsiders. So, we're going to have to get out of here. I remember being lost and stuck here because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But if you look up, somewhere around here, my goodness, there is a wooden ceiling, and that is the only place that the hookshot can connect onto. So from here on out, it basically becomes like a subterfuge mission. You are to remain hidden and not cross the ire or any of the eye lines of any of the Gerudo women in the local area. And while you're at it, you might as well save all these carpenters who just happen to want to see what all the female warrior business was about and maybe get lucky with some of them, and then they got captured too. Because they're idiots. Because they stupid idiots. Now, this battle with the Gerudo guards is actually very difficult. More so than the Stalfos, which is what this is kind of built off of. The battle with the Gerudo is just about the same as battling a Stalfos, with one key difference. You want to attack them when they attack, or just after they attack, but you don't want them to get too far away from you, or they'll do a spinning jump like that. If they do a spinning jump and connect with you with that spinning jump, they automatically knock you out and you're thrown back into the cave. So that is the perfect time to counterattack, is when they do the spin. And I'm not doing a good job at showing this. Ooh. So yeah, don't let that ever connect. That spinning, twirling blade leap, because that will knock you flat on your butt. So if you're not good at facing these women in combat, don't worry. The game gives you about 4 more tries after this to make sure you perfect battling a Gerudo. This is me actually kind of getting a feel for them as well. Like, I wasn't entirely sure, because it's been a while since I played this game, what the ins and outs of facing the Gerudo were. So this first battle takes a little longer than normal, just because I was getting the hang for fighting a Gerudo again. And each one of them, I think, drops a key. And by now, leadership in the Gerudo know that you're here, because she escaped. Now, why they let you go running around the fortress? Who knows? Like, the normal guards will capture you. Normal guards will try and, you know, take you to prison and everything, and you have no choice but to raise your hands and surrender and give up, and they throw you back into the upper prison cell. But the upper leadership, the higher leadership, they tend to just wait and look and kind of observe you and see what you're going to do. And sometimes attack you when you try and get rid of their carpenters, because they want their men, gosh darn it. They're good breeding stock. So let's get some health. Because it's always good to start with full health for each Gerudo battle. Yeah, don't even go out to the main area, just go straight into the next entrance. Now here's where it gets a little tricky, and where I'm going to need some more focus. So we're going to continue going deeper into the Gerudo Fortress. So until next time, see y'all later.